Buzz Media Productions. More buzz than you can handle.
Get him, mama!
Matt Hardy.
I'm gonna get him because I'm good.
Blizz, blizz. Dog, what's happening, dog?
The charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy. The Prince of Punk, Shannon Moore.
Man, this shit's crazy, these cars. Build a bitch. Half step shit, you can do it, just go ahead and go full-fledged with it. Now that's a fact, bitch. And I seen Matt have sex with the girl again.
Tell everybody.
The Bullet, Andrew Wright.
Why are we stuck in this play?
TheHardyShow.com.
In the life of the wrong, love lingered on to frustration. If our love was so wrong, would you?
3 ducats. 3 ducats, then we go out.
I used to cast spells. I used to be out there casting spells, man. I was a wicked witch. Not of the West, but of the in between. For thy log represents transition. I am now funny. This is the last laugh. Oh, we like my fuck boy. Witness transition. We like my fuck boy. Last laugh. I was 16 the first time we went to WWE. You know, lied about my age, all this. At that point, you know, it was a dream come true. I mean, it was an odd experience. I mean, so much has changed, and so much is, for me anyway, like, it's happens. I could not be, I mean, more lucky. Luck has been such a, it's been so on my side, you know, in a sense. Like, but where I was at about the TLC matches, man. I mean, raising the bar, I feel that they raised the bar. You know, the Hardy Boys, Dudley Boy. We raised the bar to that level to where, like, we pretty much put the wrestling industry, I believe, in my opinion, we put them in the corner of, and basically made them go, oh my God, these matches are so crazy. What are we gonna do next? We have to damn do a little backtracking here and get back to basics. You know what I mean? And slow things down a little bit, because these guys are blowing our minds with this shit. Because it was such a pressure. You remember how the pressure of constructing one of those matches were? Because it's always so much pressure in topping what you did the last time, and that was always a big, you know, it's like, you know, you can only think of so much when it comes to, like, naturally you're using ladders, chairs, and tables and all that, but, like, man, those matches are like, that's at this point, you know, I had a great match with Undertaker, which was a very important part of my career, but, like, those are the highlight right now, the prime of my life, of my career. Where when I think about my career and the heights I've been at, or whatever, and the Hardy Boys and how we evolved and all that, I mean, we were on top, man, and that's in time. And that'll last in time. I mean, until there's the earth is no more. I mean, people that love wrestling, you can go anywhere. It's amazing to me how many times I hear TLC still to this day, even in TNA. It's amazing to me how many people are unaware of TNA and still remember me from WWE. It's simply amazing. So, my whole deal is, like, there was a lot of hype. You know, I walked into the building the day I won the Intercontinental Championship. You remember that when I was, like, coming late. Came in about, I don't know, a couple hours late when they streamed, and then they told me, they said, I had no idea they were going to put the title on me, man. And I said, I wasn't even trying, you know. I was at this point, and you know, a lot of people say, you know, it's crazy because, you know, it's starting to show that you really don't even, you're not the same as you used to, but you still do it so good. They put the Intercontinental title on me, and I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. I couldn't believe this, which proved to me, I'm like, you know, all this ass kissing shit, and, you know, there are situations to where it ain't all about that, man. because I wasn't kissing nobody. I wasn't politicking. I wasn't doing nothing. It was showed to me they do. You know, they thrive off fans and the way fans react to certain personalities and gimmicks. You know, because you got to. I mean, there's no other way to go about. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. To go about like bettering your program, your whatever. The fans are the ones who make your show. They're the ones who make your stars. They're the ones who like really tell you who's good and who to push, whatever.
Right.
But then when all that politics shit comes in, that's what really sickened me, in a sense of like I got a lot of damn heat and shit because I was the one that basically had something special, you know, and I had something that you really couldn't learn. And so, Johnny, hey, Luke Jeff Hardy, you have something that you can't be taught in wrestling school. That was a horrible impression of him, but like charisma. He was basically saying you can teach one to bump, you can teach one to sell, but you can't teach one how to have charisma. I mean, it's just something you have, and you know, and it's almost unexplainable. It's just a bond with the fans, really. But anyway, to the point of like the Undertaker match, man. When I was on Raw, we were separated. I was on SmackDown. A lot of hype and me being this big, you know. And I was just like, I started to look. You know, it was obvious that I didn't care as much anymore. I hated every day. I would, you know, I would come home. I'd wash some clothes, blink. You know, it was time to go again. And I hated leaving home. I was so tired of it, man. And it was so weird because it was such a dream. At one point, I'm going, what the fuck's going on, man? What am I doing here? I should be so thankful, and I should be happy to get up and go to work, you know, because I'm so blessed with this position and everything, but I cannot stand it, because my back would be hurt, and I would like, whenever I would get lazy on taking bumps, and I wouldn't, you know, throw myself as hard, and like the wind would get knocked out, and I was like, fuck, I don't know how long I can do it. Maybe the critics are right, and I am a short-term performer, you know, because I have been I've been on kind of like on the edge type performer, you know, extreme or whatever, but like, you know, once you start to question that, like, man, maybe I do need this. Long story short, man, I'm at the point, it was something I'd almost gave up on, dude, like being at that top level, because I had every belt except I was within inches of getting that world title, you know. I'd had every belt in the, you know, WWE, you know, that would have been great just to, if I would have never wrestled again, you know what I'm saying, just to say. Yeah. And that's always going to eat at me no matter what, because, you know, the NWA title, being a heavyweight champion, it's just not the same. There's one big show, man, and it's going to be a long time before TNA, I'm not saying it's impossible, but, like, it's going to be a long time before they reach the heights of WWE being worldwide, so you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because you just can't, you know, WWE is a show, and that's the best are in WWE, and that's just all there is to it. And like I've said so many times, you ain't gonna send me back to WWE, man. That's fucking bunch of bullshit, man. People ask me, what a chance you going back to WWE? I'm like, when I see some interstates built out to Pluto, you know, maybe when that happens, you know, I might think about going back. Which I've said things like that, you know, but now I've actually come to a realization, like, damn, man, you know, it really came actually from the internet. I never get on the computer, man. I got on the computer one night, scrolled down, and there were so many. I clicked on favorite Jeff moments or something, and all I seen was Jeff Undertaker. And I went crazy, went back and watched that match, and I realized, like, oh my god, that was fucking so good. Yeah. And I remember how I felt taking the I was like, I remember how I felt like I could care. I'm sitting here with the Undertaker, you know, somebody I grew up watching as a kid. I'm in a program with him for the world title on Monday Night Raw, and like it was, and seeing that look in my face, and that's when we're talking about facials early, like, and that's really when it set in, like, damn, it's just not all about bumping. It's not all about how good you can fucking, you know, do a damn plancha. Once you bond with the fans, man, and you learn how to get that sympathy, which has always been a big deal with me, and actually get on that personal level, and man, honestly, it's almost like an insult to their intelligence. Some of the approaches to, like, with angles and whatnot, you know, to me, yeah, because yeah. It's always been hard for me to cut promos because I'm on such a real level with people, you know. My gimmick is basically like laid back. I'm just like you know.
You feel like they read you.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, Vince McMahon, he's a rich motherfucker, but he's human, man. Well, he's no different than us. He's no better than us. Although you're on TV, you are at somewhat of a higher level, because I remember what it was like to look at a dude on TV and how heartfelt it was when you go to a live show and actually get to touch him. And I mean, it was so powerful, man. But then to be in that position, like after all this success has happened, basically, what I'm saying is, like, you know, it's not too late. And same kind of situation, which I think, and I'm so glad to hear it, like that you're giving it another go, because, dude, you know, this ain't gonna happen again, man. This on Earth, this physical life, you know, we only live once, man. And dude, man, if it's something that I know I can be, and with everything it's so falling in place, like I know I could be 3-4 years. Nothing lasts forever. That's one thing that actually accept and, like, you know, understand and be cool with. But 3-4 years, man, I could possibly be the next superstar to really hit big. I mean, and I know that. And I don't know if it sounds arrogant. I think the Hardy Boy, just one Hardy Boy match will be so big. Such a demographic will be back to wrestling in general with that younger time. I mean, it will be so huge, man. Because there's so much, the way, you know, how many people are on the internet and all that. I think there's so many disbelievers of like, oh, y'all might as well give up on that. The Hardy Boy, I ain't never on that. Yeah, with all the, you know, the personal situations and the rumors or whatever people think, but like, it's about time to, you know, get back into this deal, man, and like really get to that, you know, make a little money, like get on that top level, and because I'm at the point where I don't have to go out there and worry about doing a reverse 450 or in the Swan, not even the Swanton. I'm at the point where I can just go out there and entertain and do a few things and still it'd be so easy and like be respected, loved. I would be so confident in a like a TLC match at this point, man. It's crazy, and how big that would still be. Just the pop of like the moment of that music, man. You need a partner. Dum, dum, dum. Oh my God, that'll be one of the biggest returns. And a lot of people have said it. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? That wouldn't be as big as like some of the other comebacks. But no, it could be one of the biggest comebacks ever. And I truly believe that, and I think that I would be a fool. It's gonna happen. I mean, it will happen. I guarantee it. It will happen because, like TNA, like I've always thought my ultimate goal was getting on Spike and all that. And it was great to go there, and it was somewhat like what a family. It was like a family type of vibe, you know. But it's just got to the point where, like, you know, this is Orlando's so conditioned, and I need to get out of here, man. Number one, I don't even go in the ring at TNA, man. I'm so intimidated. I'll be straight up by the X Division, AJ Styles, and the way they flip it. I am intimidated because I know I can't touch that shit, and I don't even want to get in the ring and work out. I'm afraid to do a springboard because I'll slip, you know, straight up. But fuck, it's all right because I don't need to do a springboard. I don't need, and that's what I know. That's why I got to get away from that deal. And man, if I run in the curb, stuff I can do, I would be on that aerial level again of a high flyer. Of a crazy, you know, Hardy Boy, and just I would not. The intimidation would be gone, and such confidence is going to be rebuilt. I know it will, and like, you know, 3-4 years, however long, man, it's going to be great. And this whole blood member, the whole Shannon going back, and it would just be so cool for us to fucking be kicking some major ass with our personalities, you know, and just a clique that's fucking, you know, not all political and not all. You know,
all
just straight up
boys.
Definitely, and we're on the same level as
Omega Powers.
Most definitely.
Blood members.
Omega Powers, baby.
And yeah, long story. Yeah, and I'm really. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I still have a huge fear of, like, you know, leaving home, and because home is so important to me now, man. Because I leave once you're on the road. So Matt, it's so crazy when he comes home and he's like here one day or whatever, and then he's bringing Lucas right back to our house, and he's gone again. It scares me, man. It honestly scares me. The schedule is very scary, but I might as well do it, you know, for 4 make a little money, you know, and then be happy, man. You know, come 4 years now, you know, maybe give it up, maybe not. It just depends on how it's rolling. But
it's hard sometimes, man. But it's hard, but you got to enjoy it because, like, when it's gone, you know.
Yeah, it's gone. It's totally gone.
Like you said, you can't do it that long, so do it while you can, even though it's hard and tough at the time. You know, just enjoy it, man. You only get one go around.
And it's always been a scary thing with me too. The whole, like, I can't explain how many times it runs through my mind, like, of getting paralyzed, and just because I always see myself, oh man, what if I do like that last Swanton I did at TNA? It was crazy. I about had a heart attack for that match, man, because I was so nervous that I was gonna cripple myself or something, man. And then once it was over, you know, it's a great feeling, but it's like, is it really worth it? And I mean, I think it's most definitely worth it because you can really affect a lot of people, and you can. But honestly, the main thing, I mean, I can basically make a lot of money, and that's the bottom line. I mean, that's what it all boils down to, and I might as well go and fucking do that while I can.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And so this whole, you know, we used to do this every year, and it was great. It got to the point where, like, one of the last times it was like I was going to pull a no-show. Number one, I thought Joey Adams might pull out his gat and pop a cap in his own self. It'd be a little crazy, you know, like he was going through some damn.
Yeah, he was, man.
Ooh, but anyway, and I showed up on a bike. You know, I always do some pretty extreme things, man. Like out of the box for sure, man. But I showed up because it's a connection and a bond, man. It's
a tradition, man.
Yeah, that does last forever, man. And I thought Marty's going to get into a deep. I'm sure because it's so awesome how, like, for real, like how he's said, "Hey, fuck this, man, dude. I ain't gonna. You only live once, man. That's something." Because, dude, honestly, I have to face the fact, you know, music and all that. Music, music makes me feel good when I go in there and just kind of release for myself. I ain't worried about it. If it happens, cool, man. It's still fun, but I got to face the facts, man. The money is. I'm a wrestler, dude. I am a wrestler, and no matter how much I hate it, people hate going to work every day, man. But anyway, long story short, man, I think the Revolution is going to be unparalleled, and it's going to bring. I think the T-shirt's going to read, you know, just bring back the Hardy Boys symbol, keep it simple. The demographic is back. Anyway, with that said, I'm gonna do my deal here. This represents, you know, success, and this is for the Revolution. Come July, it's not too late. Maybe that's the motto. It's not too late.
Alrighty, I guess this would officially represent 2005. Kind of passing into 2006, even though we're into it a little bit. And it's cool to be out here with you guys as always.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, right on, man.
Give me some skin, man.
The pop
touch me there.
No, sold us out, man.
It's just over the years, man. It's kind of got thin, you know, because when we first started, there was always 7, like for the first 4 or 5 years, and like Jeff said, some people, you know, had kind of made it, and schedules were busy, or you know, didn't feel like it had the same meaning that it had earlier on, and some people got kind of, you know, basically got fucked up, you know, is where they were in life. You know, like Jason, you know, like this was a serious deal, and one of the real first bad blows of this deal is when he came out with his gun and actually brought it down here, and he was pointing at people and putting it up to his chin like he was going to blow his head off because he was in a bad place. So it lost a little bit of its meaning, and you know, everybody kind of continues to grow older and has more responsibilities and goes their own way, but it's just real cool to be out here and be doing this right now. And me, looking back and reflecting on this last year, I mean, I almost start by reflecting on all my life prior to that. Like Jeff said before, and like Marty said, I mean, I've had a really good life. If I would die, you know, tomorrow, I've had a great life, and I've really been blessed, and I'm glad I've been given so many great opportunities and so many nice things, and you know, I feel like God's really taken care of me. And I've had a, you know, great family, you know, a great brother, great dad, a lot of great friends, and a lot of really good times, man. I've had a lot of special moments in my life where I've laughed and where I've been happy, and just moments are priceless, man. You know, you can't recreate, you know, just experiences, especially, you know, with you guys. The majority of them were there, man. Just that you'll always look back on, and you know, I've said that before, and I've heard it said before too. I can't act like it's my original material, but you know, really, when you take away all the material stuff, the 2 most important things in life are dreams and memories.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't feel like I'm at the point where my memories are stronger than my dreams now. There's still a lot of stuff I want to do.
Right.
You know, and when I come to that point, I'll be happy to accept it. But you know, my whole life's been good, man, and I've had a couple really bad things happen to me. You know, like our mom dying. You know, it was real hard. That was the first thing that really stood out to me. But you know, ever since then, I've had a lot of hardships and things that were tough in life, but I've never had a really bad period or bad time in life. Everything had always constantly got better for me. You know, and I always felt like I worked hard to try and make things better. You know, I do feel like I'm pretty driven to do stuff if I want to. And I got a lot of friends and good support systems that help me out, but you know, deep down, man, it's like, you know, that silly catchphrase of mine, I will not die. I mean, that's just kind of like my mentality, because even if, you know, if I'm not the best at something, and I never am the best at anything. You know, I'm good at a lot of stuff, but you know, I have just driven to use all that and do as much as I can. You know, just whatever it may be. You know how it is. Always when we were teaming together, you know, you know, towards the end when they say, oh, you know, Jeff's the guy, and I was like, that's cool, because Jeff is. He's awesome, and there's a lot of things Jeff brings to the table that I don't, but, you know, I was going, I know if I get on my own, I can still work hard and prove myself, and that's just, you know, it's just kind of like the story of me. That's kind of what I am. But in 2005, actually, I had some bad stuff happen to me, and it was weird. You know, I've never really it's been a long time in life since I've taken a step back, and I took a couple steps back. Just because one, which it became a pretty public story, was just that, you know, my girlfriend Amy, you know, had a little affair or whatever, which it wasn't anywhere near as serious as most people have thought it was, but there was a big problem there where she had kind of been tricked into something by one of my friends, and you know, after we split up, and I was really. It was hard because I was at the point where I'd been off, and I'd had my times, you know, where, you know, you and I, when we first started, we were both saying we're just kind of having fun and doing whatever and hanging out. And, you know, I've had times where I went out and had fun, and it was just, being at home was nice, man, even when I was out with my knee injury. Well, I had the knee surgery, and I don't look at that as necessarily a bad thing. It sucked, but I mean, that's just natural. You're an athlete, you get hurt, you know, and I had it, and I got past it, but it was a blessing in a lot of ways because I came home, and it made me, I felt like Jeff going back because I didn't want to leave home. It really bonded me with, you know, my land and my home and my life, and made me think about, wow, it'd be cool to have a family and have kids, and Amy fit into that, you know, for the you know, long term. And then just losing her was real hard. And then you know, whether it was by hook or by crook, you know, whatever happened, you know, things started going down, and then I ended up being released from my job, which was the WWE, you know, because of all the controversy. And you know, that sucked. You know, it was I was accepting of it at the time, you know, but deep down, like Jeff said, you think about it, and it's like, you know, it sucked because that's what I'd worked my whole life to do. And I'd promised myself after that happened, the first person I called after I heard that was Jeff Hardy.
When it comes to Hardy Boys, I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. My first thought was like, man, you're coming to TNA. You're going to be the final ingredient to get us there, man, to help us get to that level, man. But I couldn't come across like, well, hell yeah, man, it's about time, because I knew it really was emotional, and like, but I felt it was maybe, you know, meant to be, and like, at that time I was so under the belief that still, like, in TNA, like, totally, you know, things changed, and but you know what I mean.
Well, yeah. Well, it's funny when I did say that, because I was pretty calm, and it didn't surprise me just because I've been around for a while. This wasn't my first barbecue, you know. I kind of, you know, this wasn't my first campfire.
Yeah.
You know, and it didn't surprise me that much, you know. But then I remember just calling Jeff and said, yeah, you know, this just happened. Jeff said, oh my God, you're gonna love it in TNA.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Crazy.
But you know, deep down, whether it be TNA,
and, I mean, you know, I'm kind of like wanting to say I'm sorry, but I mean, I don't know.
You're gonna love it. TNA. No.
But you know what I mean.
And I wasn't mad, and you know,
because you weren't very calm. You weren't.
Yeah. No. I took it better than I would have thought I would have a long time ago. But anyway, you know, I knew at that point, I was like, man, because I have a lot of faith. I have my wall of faith there, and you know, I believe things happen for a reason. I said, well, you know, this did happen for a reason, and I'm gonna bounce back for this. Like I said, dude, my dreams have not passed my memories. You know what I mean?
Right.
Did I say that right?
Meaning in a sense of like dreams are naturally what hasn't happened yet, but
no,
in a way
it's
almost like visions.
Just at this point, you know, I still have more dreams than I do.
Your memories haven't passed your dreams.
Yeah, right.
And they never will in a sense, but memories, I mean, they do.
What I'm saying, I mean, you get to a point, I think, where you get older, where you know, you start calming down, where you can't do things again, right. And then your memories are more important to you than your dreams. But I'm still at a point where my dreams are more important to me than my memories right now, because I feel like I have a lot left to do, and not just in wrestling, but in life. Okay. You know, as far as being married and having a kid, you know, that's a lot. Those are dreams of mine.
Yep.
You know, and you know, I knew that I was going to bounce back and land on my feet one way or the other. And this is funny. This is the first time I've ever told anybody this. Although you could know this, I mean, like, kind of publicly. You know, those whole chants started in Raleigh, North Carolina, when people were chanting, "We want Matt," and "You screwed Matt." I had people that were going to the show that night that I knew, friends of mine, and they were real hot situations. They said, "I cannot believe this. That you know, Amy did that to you, and it was with Adam, who's one of your friends, and the WWE released you." And I actually told people, I was going, "Oh yeah, so we should go chant at him." So whatever, we want Matt, you screwed Matt, and there were like random people saying stuff here and there, and then that "We Want Matt" and "You Screwed Matt" chants started. You know, in the crowds that night, faintly, but people could hear them, and it was people that, probably the people who started them were the people I talked to and said, "Yeah, why don't you guys, chant at them if you want to," and then from there, man, 2 months later. Or not even that long, a couple weeks later in Madison Square Garden, there were 23,000 people chanting "We Want Matt" and "You Screwed Matt." You know, and once that thing started, I got on the internet and I fed the monster.
Definitely, man. It's you're on the person. You hit them on the personal side.
You know, I mean, because people could identify with that too. Because it was just a shitty situation across the board. Yeah. But once I saw, I'm pretty good at filling out the environment of what can help me succeed, or what I need to do to kind of make things better, or whatever it may be. If that's like watching a tape or training more, which I do need to train more these days because I've got lazy with that. But then I was going, man, I'm gonna be bigger than ever, out of this deal. And people started chanting, and before my contract was ever up, or I had a chance to go to TNA, I'd end up back with WWE, and it was a tough situation going back, and I'm glad I did.
Right on, that much stuff.
And it came back, and I knew it was going to be tricky to begin with because I was the one who beat the system. And guys who beat the system there have to belly crawl for a while, right? Until that's kind of forgotten about, and that's cool. And I'm
the brain master.
Yeah, I'm the brain master. I was the brain master in that whole deal.
You won't have a show.
But but anyway, I remember one thing I was going to say. The worst time of my life, and I never felt like this, was after that, when Amy was gone and I'd lost my job, and it was like I really didn't want to talk to people because I was kind of embarrassed to talk to my friends, and it was weird. And I've never been like that, Yeah. And I remember sitting in my hot tub, and every night I would drink, and I would eat pills, no dangerous levels at all, and I saw, Lori some, and there were several other girls, and I just wanted somebody here. They were like Vicodin, and I've never been like that in my life, just to kind of make everything go away and forget where you're at for a little bit. And that was for like a 2 or 3 week period, and that's probably the darkest time of my life altogether. I never really never really talked about that at all. But it was a point in life where I'd never saw like, God, why would people want to kill themselves, or why do people hate their life? And I was never to that point at all. But it was like, man, I understand why, because I've been lucky, and I'm lucky I have things, and I have security and stuff. But like people who don't have anything, who had somebody sideswiping with a situation like that, dude, I understand why people think like that. And it makes you also to understand why people become alcoholics or drug addicts. I mean, and it's not because they're like evil people. I mean, there's a lot of people that get placed in bad situations that just like can't pull their act together, man. And and I didn't like fall into some slump, but I just remember just every night, just like I wanted to be away from reality, because at that point the reality I wanted wasn't there. Right. But as things would have it, I met this crazy cat while I was doing that, which has turned out to be a blessing, because this is great. You sit back and you watch his DVDs and have all these moments captured, just for history. Once again, you said that, we've got a legacy. This is a legacy. It doesn't make a difference what level we get to or how big it is. I mean, what we're doing right here on this camera is a legacy, man. In a lot of ways, and I've never said this too, it reminds me of Omega, because nobody's ever done anything specifically like this. We were breaking barriers just because we had such a different style back in the day, and we had a group of guys that was like a family, like a team, and that's how I want this to be. This is a legacy in itself. And at the time when you're doing stuff like that, it doesn't seem like shit, really. You're like, oh, I don't know. But when you look back on it, you're like, whoa, that was pretty breakthrough. Yeah, at the time. That's why even now, like, all those people are scrambling to make that Omega DVD just because, it was cool. Yeah. But, I'd met him. And met Andrew, and we started doing this project, and it just, once again, it made me get my life in perspective, like what's important, as opposed to what's really not important. Right. And ended up going back to WWE, which was cool. And I don't know, I've been hanging out with Ashley, which I love her to death. She's an absolute sweetheart. I met her going back, and a lot of people, like there was a point where I was, real close to getting back with Amy, and who knows what that situation really holds as far as what our relationship will be in the end. But at least I get along with her okay. And like I said, met Ashley, and love her to death. She's been real sweet. She was really there for me at at a pretty bad time. For the first few weeks I was with her, it really helped me a lot, because I was still very to myself, and I needed like that feminine love and that attention.
Oh, of course, man.
You know, so it was nice to kind of have that replaced a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
And even looking back like this is real deep. Like I'd said before, man, I think Amy's thing, losing Amy, hit me so hard, just because like whenever our mom died, that was like the only female love I'd known, and it wasn't that strong. And Amy was just like the strongest female love I've ever experienced, and probably the only real love, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'd kind of been in you too, you know. We were kind of weird because you were scared like you were going to lose that for a long time,
Right. Yep.
and then just having that stripped away from you. I mean, that's the toughest thing I've ever had to deal with.
Right.
You
And
know?
on a physical level, we never got to conversate. We never really got to know our mother.
Yeah, like on an emotional level, you know. So, you know, 2005, tough year. There was definitely trials and tribulations, to say the least. But I also believe in what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You know, so I look back and I'm gonna get something positive out of it. You know, and I'm gonna just say like, you know, I'm gonna learn a lot and grow from it. That's all you can do. And entering this year, 2006, I'm, you know, just gonna bust my ass like I always do. You know, refuse to be denied. One thing that I've always said in the past, you know, what I do best is make motherfuckers eat words. You know, I want to do that. And I also too, like I felt real unhealthy, like harboring a lot of hate inside. You know, people that have did bad things to me, and I want to release that because it's just not healthy to have that. You know, and I can get by it on a surface level, but even just get rid of it altogether because it's just not healthy to harbor hate and anger. But always excited, man. I'm always excited that there's a new day tomorrow, man. And a new day is a new beginning. I'm very excited about Jeff and just how motivated you've been, man. Like I said, getting together would be the bomb, man. It'd be something I'd be real excited about doing, man. It'd definitely be a force to be reckoned with. And excited about Shannon coming back. I'm very excited. Old Marty's going to give her another run, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, just, you know, make yourself happy. You know, you got to be true to yourself. Because at the end of the day, man, that's what counts. Because deep down, that's how if you want to have tranquility within yourself, you have to be true to yourself. You know, if there's something that you really want to do or you feel you need to do it, man, you got to do it because you can lie to other people, but you can't lie to yourself. You know, and if that still burns within you to do that, you need to do it. That's it, man. Not a lot changes, man. I stay pretty simple, man. I just believe in working hard, busting my ass, and trying to set goals and do what I can do and try and do it and be a decent person about it, man. I want to be, you know, a better friend and a better brother and just a better person altogether. And, you know, a better dad to my dog.
Of course.
You know, but I'm just real excited, man. I'm just happy that
It's awesome.
I have that feeling in life that I'm excited and know good things are ahead again because I know what it's like to be in that valley and it sucks, you know. But it's one of those things too. There are valleys in life, and you just can't lay down and die whenever you get in one. You gotta just crawl and scrape and get out of there, man. Yeah. So 2006, man. I definitely feel like this is going to be my best year for me. You know, on my own. You know, doing my thing that I've ever had. You know, and I just mean personally and professionally. So with that said,
Nice.
I'm gonna dump my log, dog.
Dump your log, dog.
Got a little bad there, dump your log.
Like douches number 2, like Lincoln's logs,
Yeah.
and dropping the kids off at the pool.
Watch out for that log, dog. They gonna dump his log, dog.
Matt
2005.
Lincoln beard sometimes.
Believe me, if I was burning dollar bill, y'all.
Dollar bill.
Believe me, if I was burning away all the bad times I had in 2005, dude, I would need like a whole timber factory. You know, I would need everything they had.
Didn't need a whole core wood.
Yeah, you know that gimmick in Bass that sells timber? I would need all of their logs. Yeah.
Do it.
All right, and the way we
Timber the lumberjack.
the way we close out this tradition, man, is as such. This was my spin on the thing. I know at the Last Supper, they drank grape juice or grape wine, something grape, right? They drank something grape, but they broke bread. That was the deal. So that was our tradition. Every year we would all share and drink from the same source of grape juice, and we would all break from the same loaf of bread. thereby symbolizing that we were brothers or blood members, which is the cool terminology these days, right, Jeff? And that we were all of one blood and all of one family. So that's what we're going to do right now. So there I poured the grape juice. And now we will break from the bread. Go ahead, Jeff. Break your little piece of bread, man.
Break it off.
Yeah,
like
break your little
Jesus
piece,
and
man.
everybody. Break off real quick.
Get some stain.
A little something. Alrighty. Break you off a little something, girl.
You and the Herbie girl.
Can we can't eat. No, you don't eat till we all do it together.
Touching to my lips, so.
That's okay. Like a little kid, you said, "Can I eat? I'll touch it to my lips." Okay. You guys ready?
If you ever say it again, I'm gonna kill him.
You got your grape? You got your grape juice?
Yeah,
They had it at the Last Supper. There you go.
Cheers, baby. Hey, you gotta look at each other in the eyes when you cheers. Cheers.
There you go.
Cheers to the
Cheers
people.
to you,
Real
man.
shit,
Cheers
man.
To family, man.
Right on, man. Blood member.
That's what they do, man. Eat together.
Anybody got any ham?
Shit.
I have.
My man said shit.
Damn.
Jeff said it.